What's up, everyone? So today I'm going to do a video a little bit more relaxed and not really as highly edited and prepared for as some of my other ones. It's what I'm really going for here this offseason, is to prepare more, add highlights into my videos and do all of that stuff. But this is something that doesn't really need all of that. It's just sitting down and talking about the New Orleans Saints' top needs this offseason now. I asked you guys in a poll, or not really a poll, but in a community tab post, what your biggest needs for the offseason are as far as the Saints go. I haven't went back and checked the results yet, but I will be sure to do so after the video. So thank you for anyone that has commented on that. We have a lot to get into today. Not a lot, a little bit, but still some important stuff that we need to talk about. The Saints need to get done or need to change this offseason. This offseason is a very important one. Every single offseason the New Orleans Saints go into while Drew Brees is still a quarterback will be the new most important offseason in franchise history. We need to make changes now, get ready, reload, and try to win this Super Bowl. So, before I get into the video, I'd like to say my Patreon link is in the description. If you're feeling generous today, go ahead and slide a couple of bucks my way. If not, that's okay. Everything donated in Patreon goes directly back to my YouTube channel. So thank you guys so much for that, and let's get into the video. So the first thing the New Orleans Saints this offseason, anyone could see it coming, you could see me getting ready to say this from a mile away, is a wide receiver number 2. Now, Tre'Quan Smith has shown plenty of flashes, but he's not our wide receiver 2. He's our wide receiver 3, first of all. Second of all, he doesn't play like he should be on a roster, period, as far as a genuine amount of play goes. He could be a backup. That's about it. His production levels are a bit low. He's definitely not what I expected him to be whenever we drafted him. So let me go ahead and read you something pretty interesting for the wide receivers. We're going to go over the leading receivers for this team, and you're going to tell me if we need a wide receiver 2 or not. So the number 1 receiver on our team was, of course, Michael Thomas with 1,725 yards on 149 receptions with 9 touchdowns to go along with that. Our second leading receiver was our running back, Alvin Kamara, with 533 receiving yards and 81 receptions with 1 touchdown. Our third receiving leader was our tight end with 705 yards, 43 receptions, which is ridiculously low, and 9 touchdowns. Our fourth leading receiver was Ted Ginn Jr. He had 421 yards. Our fifth leading receiver was our other running back, Latavius Murray, with 235 yards. Our sixth leading receiver was Taysom Hill, our third-string quarterback, with 235 yards and 6 touchdowns. And our seventh leading receiver was Tre'Quan Smith with 4 yards and 5 touchdowns. So you're telling me that our wide receiver 3 got outplayed by 2 running backs and a quarterback, and then an extremely old Ted Ginn Jr. There needs to be a change here. The New Orleans Saints have to make a move in the draft or free agency to pick somebody up. A very notable piece of free agent intel that we can use to grab a player is Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson is extremely fast, a very, very, very reliable wide receiver that's been in a bad situation. And then, of course, this draft is extremely loaded with wide receivers. There needs to be a change made here. Michael Thomas needs some help. He can't carry it all himself. Alvin Kamara isn't really able to be used as a running back because of the fact that he's so dependent on in the receiving game because we don't have another wide receiver. Jared Cook was that threat that we all wanted him to be, but this offense would be levels better if we just had another wide receiver. Why do we struggle so hard to find another wide receiver? I'm a very big supporter of using our first-round pick to get a wide receiver or signing somebody in free agency that could fill that spot that is already 100% proven to be a successful wide receiver, because Tre'Quan Smith and Ted Ginn Jr. aren't helping us at all. Austin Carr is probably going to get released. Keith Kirkwood is coming back, but we need a new person. We need a new wide receiver. This wide receiver group is not the answer. Michael Thomas can't do it all by himself. We need somebody else. So the first need of the offseason for me is 100% a number 2 wide receiver. The next position I would like to talk about is the corner core. Now, the corner core is a very interesting piece of the New Orleans Saints. It's really just a big question mark as far as things go. Of course, they're going to have Marshawn Lattimore. Janoris Jenkins is either going to stay or is going to go. He would save $12 million in cap if the New Orleans Saints decided to cut him, so he's a very valuable moving piece. Maybe we could restructure his contract or something. But regardless of the fact that Janoris Jenkins is a New Orleans Saint, the other corners we have suck. Eli Apple is pretty trash. He had a great season and a half before he got hurt in that Bears game, and after that sucked completely. PJ Williams is hot garbage. Patrick Robinson is pretty trash. So when you look at it like that, there is a distinct need for another corner with talent. So as soon as Marshawn Lattimore exits a game, things get bad. Do you remember when he got out versus the Atlanta Falcons during our 26-9 blowout loss? As soon as he left, Julio Jones went from not on the box score to having a 50-yard reception. Marshawn Lattimore is either there or the New Orleans Saints defense just kind of falls apart in the secondary. Like I said, Eli Apple and PJ Williams are both trash. Marshawn Lattimore, when he gets hurt, things go bad. When he got hurt in the Minnesota Vikings game in the playoffs, Adam Thielen automatically rallied a huge pass, a huge catch to put him in position to win the game. So literally without Marshawn Lattimore, our corners kind of break down and have issues. So if we keep Janoris, we need another good corner for insurance. Or if Janoris or Lattimore goes out, things will get bad. We need someone who can play. A fast, young, hard hitter. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson fits that bill, but he's our slot guy. We need somebody that can play the boundary. It's just I don't feel safe with this corner core. The secondary itself is pretty good. There aren't many moving pieces. I think Von Bell and Marcus Williams both stay. Marshawn Lattimore and Janoris Jenkins are both great. But there's that glimmer of maybe somebody gets hurt and things go real south extremely fast. Having one layer of a position good is never the answer, because if someone gets hurt, it all goes downhill. So there aren't many needs for this team that need to be met. The defensive line is great. The offensive line could use a little improvement, but it's not like make or break a season bad. The quarterbacking is, of course, great. The running backs are great. It's just wide receivers and corners, and this next position I'm about to rattle off on that we need something to budge. We need something to change. And the next position I have is, some of you may not expect this, a linebacker. It's pretty interesting. I know. There's a decent chance that the Saints let A.J. Klein walk this season. He's 28 years old. His coverage ability is good, but he's not really the greatest tackler. And whenever he's in like coverage against someone who's taller than him, he doesn't perform well, which is to be expected. But I want to see you go for someone's leg when they're trying to catch the ball, man. Try to make sure the pass is incomplete. Yeah, if we let A.J. Klein go, that leaves us with Craig Robertson and Alex Anzalone in the middle of the field. Alex Anzalone and Craig Robertson. Those will be our two linebackers. Alex Anzalone has shown significant trouble staying on the field. He has ended, I think, 3 of his 3 seasons on injury reserve already in his young career. His best season came in 2018 when he played 16 games. He was absolutely fantastic. He played 4 games in 2017, though, and only 2 games in 2019. Yikes. Craig Robertson is bad. Like, he's a special teamer at best. He is a bad linebacker. He has 0 coverage ability. He got absolutely torched by Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh, he had an interception. It was 100% luck. Looking for another middle linebacker would be extremely smart. It's either we trust Alex Anzalone's extremely rough injury history, or we put Craig Robertson out there and sit there and take a huge hit in our coverage ability if we don't re-sign A.J. Klein. So it's not proven that we're not going to, re-sign A.J. Klein. I'm not 100% sure if we're going to. It would be smart not to and engage in the draft and maybe select a linebacker that way, because Lord knows we don't need many more cap hits, and I don't know how much A.J. Klein is actually worth the cap hit he would require. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think. What are your 3 biggest needs for the offseason? Like I said, wide receiver, corner, and linebacker is it for me. Of course, you can put an argument for offensive linemen. All of you people in the comments telling me I'm stupid for not including offensive linemen, trust me, I understand. We do need another offensive lineman. Andrews Pete is kind of trash. So I get it. I'm hearing you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. So sorry for this video being so unprofessional. I just kind of wanted to get something out there and discuss with you guys what this team needs for the offseason. None of my videos are going to be this out of order and just kind of blatantly me going out here and expressing myself in a way that is usually robotic written text. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know, like I said down below, what you think is the biggest need for the New Orleans Saints this offseason. I'll see you boys in the next one. Adios.